All right, welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed your lunch. I do want to remind you that we are doing an early bird registration for our events coming up in Dubai and the US. So please stop by our exhibit in the exhibit hall. And now it's time to break free from the confines of convention and embrace a world of boundless creativity. Our next session, Learn with Joy, Learn with Efficiency, features Dr. Mary Yuk Shan To, director at Bunny Kids Learning Limited, promises to ignite your imagination and revolutionize the way we think about education. Without further ado, please put your hands together for Dr. Mary.
Is everything all set? All right, so let's turn to page 93. Okay, so you can see there's like a format, okay, so of doing advertisement over there. So then what's the name of the company who? Okay, can I continue? All right, so if you want to contact the owner, so what should you do? So you should refer to the numbers over there. So there are several ways to like,
Right.
what do you want? It's fine. So let's continue. So, all right. Okay, so if you want to find the owner, so you can refer to the QR code out there. So we've got like LinkedIn, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. Is enough, Ken? Let's get out of here. All right, naughty. Okay, everyone. So I don't know whether you have experienced this scenario before or you watch it on the movie. Okay, so you try to do something and then the kid's not listening. All right, okay, is it actually entirely his fault or is the problem with my teaching approach? Okay, so thank you all. And this is, oh, can I use the PowerPoint? Thank you. Yes. Okay, so welcome to my keynote session. It's Learn with Joy, Learn with Efficiency. All right, okay. So I'm Dr. Mary from Hong Kong, and this is Mr. Ken. Okay, so he was once my English student, and now my assistant director, and now making a speech in front of all of you. Can you give him a big hand? Yes, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so okay, here's today's agenda. Okay, first of all, we discuss what is happy learning. Okay, so, and after all, I've got to talk about this. The next thing is, so why are children punished? Okay, so there are a lot of reasons, right? And last but not least, okay, I'm going to suggest some of give some recommendation on how to create a positive learning environment. Okay, so first of all, Mr. Ken, what do you think is happy learning?
I think do nothing.
It's so there are many students I come across, they give me exactly the same answer. I like to eat, sleep, and play. All right, just do nothing, do nothing. Okay, so happy learning is not only making students happy by satisfying their desires, but also teaching them what happiness truly is, which is the rich concept of happiness. Okay, so it is kind of like unfortunate, I guess, especially in the education system in Hong Kong. You can find that people think of happy learning as doing something like to let the kids do whatever they want, okay? Like they like to play games, let them play games and stuff. However, how to make it efficient then? So it's difficult if he's playing his own stuff. This one likes to play game, like play computer game. That one likes to chat. That one likes to play board games. Then you cannot like let them do whatever they want, right? So that I believe all of us as teachers or educators, we agree that, okay? So they're kind of like rules and some instructions or some guidelines are needed, okay, in a classroom setting. Okay, but are all rules necessary? Okay, are all rules necessary? So this little girl, so it's called Emma, okay, she is one of the smartest girl I have ever encountered, okay? So she really knows the joy of learning that, okay, she, even in the hectic environment in Hong Kong, so that we all fight for our best and stuff, so she still try to grab knowledge. She learn for herself instead of learning for the others or for the parents, okay? So now let's get back to the topic. Do you think that, okay, rules are like all need to like all correct, okay? Are all rules correct? You know, we set rules, right? People set rules, okay? So I set some rules, okay? So, but are they all necessary? Okay, so seems like Mr. Ken likes to break rules, okay? So do you like to break rules? What kind of rules have you broken before?
Many, so many.
All right, okay. Just try to make you irritated, okay? He tried to get my attention or just want to show that you are such a boring teacher. All right, so keep on mumbling here and there. All right, okay. So I'm not so here. I'm not sure whether you have watched this like movie called Matilda. So that's a wall. I don't know whether you can see the advertisement. So this is what my student called Ashley. Okay, she's that kind of little kid that, okay, if like you set some rules before classes, okay, once she heard the word rules, and she started to feel like stressful already, even though she's not breaking them. All right, so and then she starts breaking them after she hears that, and then or she just completely shut herself down. All right, so but she's actually such a marvelous and wonderful student. Once you try to let her like do the things like to think out of the box, okay, so then she stays so really focused, and she can think of a lot of new ideas and stuff. So most of the time, punishment most of the time is the wrong kind of response to breaches of etiquette, okay? So like the teacher said, okay, if you enter my classroom, you have to be quiet, okay? So, but why we have to be quiet? You know, I always get complaints from the other classrooms that Miss Mary's class is so noisy, okay? But why can't my student walk and tell the answer? So I don't understand, okay? So as long as she's doing her thing, she's not hitting the others, okay? She's not trying to interrupt my speech, okay? She's actually telling ideas alongside my speech, okay, and responding to me. So I don't think it is a problem because sometimes I've got like Mr. Ken too. He walks around and tells ideas. He cannot sit on the chair like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and then like otherwise he falls asleep. All right, so that's the, so everyone has their own style to learn. So sometimes you have to punish for a reason. Okay, what kind of punishment? Maybe the maximum I do is like, okay, if a kid tried to hurt somebody or say bad words on somebody, so you might stop them, but you explain instead of like, you can't do that, stop it, get out of here. So we try to avoid our languages, try to explain more. So and then after that, so there's a research. Okay, it's conducted in South Australia. Okay, so we asked the teachers okay about like Sullivan as well. So there's a group of researchers. They investigate on okay why the teachers punished. Okay, and then they list out several reasons there. And top three, number one, talking out of turn. So sometimes kids got excited when they talk, right? So they forget to take turns just to tell them, oh, maybe you can let Mary finish her talk, then you can start talking instead of keep quiet. All right, so there's a way to handle it. And that's like avoiding doing schoolwork. Yeah, I do that. I did that when I was young too. It's so boring. Why I have to copy the same word for 100 times? I don't know, so I don't do it. So even now, my daughter's homework, I write the email to the teacher said I'm not going to make her do that because she's so sleepy at night and she can't copy the entire sentence for like 20 times and she cannot remember a thing for that. Okay. And the third one, disengaging from classroom activities. So do you have any like examples like during the class? No, so basically you joined nothing. Actually, he participated in no activities because every single activity, sometimes we think that the activities are funny, right? But the kids might not, because the kids nowadays, they've got different perceptions. So once I go back home, okay, I start thinking about why my students are not responding, why they are so kind of like so-called naughty today. Maybe I've got some problem with my activities. I have to adapt and change. And I talk to the students, so what's the problem with it? So one time, like, well, let's say when I'm talking about mine, okay, so I'm talking about mining, they're talking about Minecraft. So there's the two different things that we are like referring to. So that you can see the first three, the top three reasons of punishing a student are not less necessary, right? Okay, so we can actually avoid them, but those are the common. It's about like some research done by them for like I think it's around 1,500 students all over South Australia. So that's like this kind of like common situation about that, right? Okay, so then the next one, okay, so I'm going to tell you some way, okay, that I think, okay, are good ways to solve this problem. If we think of this way, then maybe this punishing problem will all disappear, that we don't need to punish anymore, okay? And number one is it? Happy teachers, okay? Happy teachers. Have you met any happy teachers?
Just you.
So that's the problem. So I was a deputy principal at school before, and I have interviewed 120 teachers in Hong Kong. I think I can only see 1 to 2 teachers that they are happy while they are teaching, okay? So if you are not, just like mothers, right? If you are not happy mothers, you're depressed all the time, then your kids won't be happy, obviously, right? And also, if you're happy and teacher and the kids like, first they forgot that they have to be naughty, okay? Because they just laugh about you, they focus on you, okay? So then, so happy teachers are very important. So in Sweden, this is a scholar in like conducted research in Sweden. So in Sweden, like all the teachers, so they are really highly qualified. They have to be at least master in education to be a teacher. And secondly, the most important thing is they only teach 20 teaching hours a week, okay? And other than that, okay, they're doing maybe researches, they're doing preparation work, or if they enjoy their family life, they are all very happy to be teachers. So that's why I try my best to ensure my teachers are all happy, okay, before they give out lessons, okay? So, and then you can see that, so, that's my daughter, and then these two, okay, so they are, if they are, if on that day they are moody and upset, okay, everything is, I don't know. Whatever question you ask them, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But if they are happy, you try to make some jokes out of it, and then they start to like keep on telling you and non-stop like very meaningful sentences and very creative ideas. Okay, so happy is very important for them. So the next thing, it is the comprehensive input. Okay, so according to Cambridge University 2019, okay? So the children learn, okay, when they receive some understandable messages in the target language, okay? So some, like, for example, if you give a task to students, before that, okay, I always do an assessment, okay? I make sure every kid that they comes to my classroom, I know their level, okay? So that's why I give them materials. So for like a center setting, okay, like a small tiny school setting, so we like we distribute the kids into different levels and different classes. So we have got small classes, right? But when I teach the big classes, okay, I try my best, okay, to group them, okay, into different levels without letting them know, okay, and then put extra materials or like cut off some materials. But I want to do things like at their level. But at the same time, you have to make it a little bit challenging, okay? A little bit advanced, but not too easy, okay? If too easy, what happened to Mr. Casper over here? Easy, it's so easy. One time, I remember I gave him a set of Cambridge. Do you know Cambridge exam paper, the starters, flyers, those kind of things, right? And then what he did is like, it's too easy, right? The entire page he write, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Because I know he knows, okay, so why he write yes? I said, yeah, I know, so what I have to write them. Okay, so this is Mr. Casper, all right? So Mr. Casper, but he's so smart that once you give him a little bit challenging thing, he starts thinking about it. He make it all accurate and all the letters look so beautiful if it is difficult. Okay, so it's not very difficult. It's just like slightly challenging compared to what he is actually at. Okay, and that is Mr. Caden. So he's very funny. He always comes to Miss Mary. Why? It is because school thinks it's too easy. Okay, so then I remember mommy said, okay, you cannot go to Miss Mary's class if you don't do well at school. Okay, because I become a kind of like, attractive element for my kids. Okay, if you want to have to stay happy, then you have to finish some of your basic things because you cannot avoid school, right? Okay, so, but it's good too. It's kind of like discipline that you learn, that they know that they sometimes not everything is like according to what you want and according to your desire. Sometimes you have to compromise. Okay, that's the reality. Okay, so can you share anything about this?
I love play with Caden.
Caden,
Yes.
yes, okay, good. Yeah, he was with Caden before, like for 1 or 2 lessons that he saw him.
Yes.
And anything you talk about Caden?
No, I just like to play with him.
Yes, so he enjoyed playing with Caden actually,
Yes.
because Caden now is looking forward to see Mr. Ken. Okay, he's and then every time that he said he complete my work too. Okay, because of Mr. Ken is going to play with him afterwards. Okay, after the lessons like that. Okay, so then these are 3 of the suggestions that I propose. Okay, I think these 3 things are very important elements to have a successful classroom. So how about you guys? Because I believe that you all have a lot of like constructive ideas because you're all marvelous educators. Have you encountered any happy teachers throughout your life? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Do you want to share something? Do you want to share something? Yes. That's great. That's wonderful. Oh, that's great. And then you have such a good learning journey, right? Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, because I was not very lucky when I was because it's traditional. Like in Hong Kong, it's kind of like more Chinese traditional version of learning. A big classroom, many students. It's not actually the teacher's fault. Okay, they have too many things to do, report and everything, and I have to talk to parents, handle complaints. So they do not want. So that's why I suggest to cut all the classes into small size. Okay, especially now we've got too many teachers and less birth weight. So okay, I hope that in the future maybe we can do something about it. We can cut down the size, and the government will do something about it. Okay, so and then maybe 1 teacher with less students, then the quality will be much better.
I hope so.
Yes, okay. So then this is the end of my presentation. Do you have anything to share?
Before 35, I cannot talk with other people in English, but now I can do it. It's amazing.
Yes, he has been chatting with people, but I remember before at the time I met him, okay, he was actually my friend's friend, okay, and then he always said that I can never speak in English, I can never study again, okay, and then he worked so hard. You know what? He really started from ABC, A for the A, B for the B, C for the K. But as an adult, he can learn much faster. He catch up 10 sounds in a lesson, and then we move on to digraphs, AI for A, OA for O. And then he walks in the street. I remember one time we were walking, and then he looked at the sign and he started blending. And then he said, oh, I read words that I do not know. Okay, and after that, because we talk in English a lot, right? And then he read the words and like all the stuff, and he started to realize that he actually knows the meaning, just he never reads it before. So that's actually is quite. I'm amazed because before I thought that I could not really teach adults too, because I used to work with little children, and he's an adult, and then he can learn from phonics too. Because always people ask me, oh yeah, I'm an adult, I should not learn from ABC, I should not learn from sounds. We should learn from only the real life scenario. But if you've got the basic skills, then everything's becoming better, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you said. So then now here we go. So we've got like the last one. Okay, so this is like the interesting materials. Okay, so these ones are little kids, Miss Catherine and Mr. Arthur. Okay, so Interesting materials are really important and they are very relevant if they are relevant to life. Okay, so if they are relevant to life. So if you give them something like nowadays write a letter to the president, many of them they don't really care about the topic, but it write a letter to the character in the Minecraft, okay? So or maybe write a letter to Mario, so then they might dig their head into it and keep thinking what can they talk about, okay? All right, so then this is the end of the presentation and thank you very much. And here we come, so references, okay? So it's not only from me, it's from all the scholars everywhere and stuff. So thank you very much. And this was good.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Mary Yuk Shan TO, for that engaging and insightful presentation.